Welcome to Jeff's Changes for Life. Today, episode 3 of Breaking the Chains, Overcoming Self-Sabotage. Today, we dive into the vast subject of catalog thinking. As always, this program is not a substitute for any person that requires professional medical or psychological attention or treatment. What if I told you the biggest thing holding you back is you? That deep down, there's a voice inside your head that's been convincing you to stay small, stay safe, and stay stuck. But here's the truth. Self-sabotage isn't a conscious choice. It's a pattern, a way of thinking that's been wired into your brain over the years of experience. And the good news is you can change it. You can rewire your mindset, break free from those old limiting beliefs, and replace them with positive action. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how. Let's begin to understand the mindset trap of self-sabotage. And this subject today is a vast one, and it can be a troubling one for people because are we ever going to think that we have limited thinking capacity? Deny, deny, deny. And it's not so much a reflection of you, but a way we process information that works for most humans. Have you ever found yourself thinking, I'll never be good enough. Why bother trying? I'll just fail again. This is just who I am. People don't really change. These thoughts feel real, but they're not the truth. They're patterns, and they're patterns created by what I call catalog thinking, that automatic, rigid way we label ourselves and the world around us. So, what is catalog thinking, and how do we recognize it in our everyday life? Catalog thinking is one of the most deeply ingrained mental traps people fall into because it simplifies life into predefined categories, making things feel safer, but also limiting personal growth. Here are some of the quick ways to recognize if you're a catalog thinker, especially in areas where people often deny it. So when I provide you this list, I'm going to apply a parallel. So having taught martial arts for 37 years, one of the messages to students that we always gave to them is, you're now proficient in self-defense. We do not go out into the world and start beating up on people and bullying people because we have that skill set. So I'm going to say the same thing about catalog thinking. Please don't go out and start hypothetically throwing stones at people because you recognize, and you will, the catalog thinkers. The first sign that you're a catalog thinker is you see the world in absolute, black and white thinking. You think in rigid categories like always and never. People like me never succeed. The person is all bad or all good. There's just simply no in between. This is a sign of catalog thinking. And unfortunately, it prevents you from seeing growth, change, or complexity. Number 2, you identify strongly with labels. Do you define yourself or others with rigid labels? Like, I'm just not a morning person, or I'm bad with money. Do you categorize others quickly? Oh, he's one of those people, or she's that type. Labels limit your ability to adapt. Just because something has been true in the past, it doesn't mean that it has to be true now. Number 3, and this is going to light a match right here. Your political or social beliefs are fixed and unquestioned. Do you instantly reject ideas that don't fit your worldview? If someone from an opposing view makes a good point, do you dismiss it instead of considering it? Catalog thinkers often divide people into us versus them and refuse to re-examine their views, even when presented with new evidence. Number 4, You assume that past failure means future failure. Do you believe that because you failed before, you'll always fail? Have you told yourself, I tried before and it didn't work, so why bother? Catalog thinking makes you believe your past defines your future, but real growth happens when you challenge that belief. Number five, you avoid change because it's not you. When presented with a new opportunity, do you say, that's just not my thing? I wouldn't fit in there. I'm not that kind of person. This catalog thinking reinforcing an outdated self image and stopping you from evolving. Number six, you struggle with open mindedness. Do you instantly reject new perspectives because they don't match what you have always believed? Are you more focused on proving yourself right than learning something new? Catalog thinkers tend to value certainty over growth, which limits their ability to expand their mindset. Lastly, number seven, you let one experience define everything. If you have one bad relationship, do you assume all men, women are the same? If you get rejected from one job, do you believe no one will ever hire me? Catalog thinking generalizes experiences and it convinces you that one moment defines your entire reality. So now that I've provided you with what they call the what fors, the knowledge and how to identify this, take a second or two and just sort through the catalog in your life and think about the people that you see right away that are catalog thinkers. And I know in this day and age, the political arena is an absolute litmus test. You can see right away in seconds who the catalog thinkers are. So the point is not to point out the political one way or another to reinforce one side or another, but the point is that this limited thinking causes huge problems in our life. It's a form of self-sabotage because if you're doing it in that environment, you're doing it in your family environment, you're doing it in your business environment, and honestly, it's hurting you in the long run. So, how does it hurt you and apply to self-sabotage? Let's say you've always struggled with confidence. Instead of seeing yourself as someone building confidence, you put yourself in a box labeled not confident. Now, every time an opportunity comes up where you could step up and grow, the box tells you that's not who you are. And just like that, self-sabotage kicks in. You don't even give yourself a chance to prove otherwise. But here's the reality. Your brain is changeable. And I've discussed this before. Neuroplasticity, the ability of your brain to rewire itself. It means that whatever thoughts you've been repeating for years can be replaced. You don't have to stay stuck. So how do we start rewiring our minds? The first step is to become aware of the patterns. And we've discussed this many times in this series. Awareness is powerful. Self-sabotage happens in autopilot mode. You're not thinking, you're reacting, so let's slow it down. The key is identifying your default thought loops. Pay attention to the moments when you hold yourself back. What's the thought that pops up? Is it, I can't do this, I'm not ready, I'm just not that kind of person? Write it down, make it real. The moment you see the pattern written in front of you, you take away its power. It's no longer just who you are. It's just a thought that you've been repeating. So again, when we write it down and we see it, we break out of that pattern of denial. Once we see that truth, now we must go forward and deal with it. Once we get out of that catalog thinking, and we now know it to be not who we are, it's just a thought. Big difference. We've expanded our catalog. We've gotten into open mind thinking. Now we have a chance to change what we're really trying to do. Most of the time, our limiting beliefs are fear disguised as truth. So when you catch yourself thinking, I'll never succeed at this, stop and ask, is that a fact or is that a fear? What actual evidence do you have? More often than not, you'll realize it's just an assumption based on past experience or things people told you long ago. Once you've broken the old pattern, it's time to replace it. And this is where resilience comes in. Resilience isn't about being fearless, it's about moving forward even when fear is there. And to do that, you need to start reprogramming your mind. So, we're going to replace those thoughts with a new truth. Think about this. If your entire life you've told yourself, I'm not good enough, how do you think your life would change if you replaced that with I am capable of growth? And this isn't about fake positivity. It's about choosing a belief that serves you instead of limits you. Absolutely, for anybody that knows me, you're going to get the truth black and white, even if you don't like it. So I have no use to just pump you up with fake things to get you to where I want you to go or to get yourself where you want to go. We need to find the opposite of your negative thought. Instead of saying, I can't do this, try, I'm learning how to do this. Make it believable. Your brain won't buy, I'm the best in the world if you don't believe it, but it can believe, I am improving every day. Repeat it daily. Rewiring takes repetition. The more you say it, the stronger it becomes. And remember, the key to breaking the chains of self-sabotage, thoughts alone won't change your life, but action does. When I say action does, action creates proof, and proof rewires the mind. The more you do, the more your brain believes a new reality. Let's move into breaking the chains for good. Here's what I want you to take away from today. Your mind isn't set in stone. You're not stuck. Self-sabotage is a pattern. It's not a truth. You can break that pattern by recognizing, challenging, and replacing the thoughts that hold you back. And most importantly, change doesn't happen from thinking alone. It happens through action. And I know if you got anything out of this video today, that you're going to walk away when you're done and you're immediately going to be thinking in your head when someone's talking, catalog thinker. Not good. So here's your challenge today. I want you to identify just one thought that's been keeping you stuck. One thought that falls in the restrictive parameters of catalog thinking. Once you've identified that thought, I want you to write it down, challenge it, replace it, then take one small action to prove it wrong. Do that, and you've already started rewiring your mind for a stronger, more resilient future. You have the power to break the chains. The only question is, will you take the first step? If this video helped you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who also needs to hear this. And if you're ready for the next step in breaking self-sabotage, stay tuned for the next video in this series. Let's keep building that resilient mindset together. As always, this is Jeff with Jeff's Changes for Life. Today is going to rock because we will no longer think in catalog confines. And this is huge because it's going to bring us way closer to our peace. In other people, we will recognize catalog thinking at the very start of the conversation or their actions. This is powerful because it helps us navigate a conversation. It helps us to decide whether we even want to be in this conversation with this person. It's also very powerful for us because we begin to see things in a crystal clear way. It helps us see self-sabotage. We can redirect those thoughts so we're now fueling momentum. And I look forward to episode 4 and momentum as it relates to self-sabotage.